What if the secret to better health isn't in a pill or a protein shake, but in your socks and shoes after dinner? Sometimes the most powerful prescription is a sidewalk.
Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Check the description for trusted sponsors and ways to support the show. Here's something that stopped me in my tracks. Modern science is now proving that a simple 10-minute walk after dinner, something our grandparents did without thinking, could be more effective at managing blood sugar than expensive medications or complex exercise routines.
That's fascinating how these traditional practices are being validated by research. The data from that diabetes care study really shows the power of timing when it comes to movement.
Well, what really got me excited was learning that even just 2 to 5 minutes of gentle walking after a meal can significantly impact blood sugar levels. We're not talking about training for a marathon here.
Let me break down exactly why this works, because the science behind it is pretty remarkable. When we eat carbohydrates, our body converts them to glucose that enters our bloodstream.
And I imagine that's where things can get tricky if those levels spike too high, right? The research shows that staying elevated for too long can lead to all sorts of health issues.
That's exactly it. But here's where the walking comes in. The muscle contractions during even a gentle walk help pull that glucose out of your bloodstream to use as fuel.
You know what's interesting about this? The 2022 meta-analysis in sports medicine found that the timing was actually more important than the intensity. A short walk right after eating was more effective than a longer workout later.
That really challenges our no pain, no gain mentality about exercise, doesn't it? The gentler approach actually wins here.
And speaking of gentle approaches, let's talk about what this does for digestion. The research shows that the natural movement creates this kind of subtle massage effect for our digestive system.
Oh, right. Through that process called peristalsis. The walking helps move food through our system more efficiently.
You know, there was this fascinating case study about a woman in her 60s who loved baking but always suffered from severe bloating after meals. Once she started these short walks, the bloating almost completely disappeared.
That's such a powerful example. And what's particularly interesting is how this aligns with traditional wisdom from various cultures, like the Italian la passeggiata.
Well, let's dive deeper into the blood sugar management aspect, because this is where the research gets really interesting. The studies show that immediate post-meal movement can prevent those sharp glucose spikes that leave us feeling tired and foggy.
So what would you say to someone who thinks they need to do an intense workout to get these benefits?
That's actually a common misconception that the research directly addresses. Vigorous exercise right after eating can be counterproductive because it diverts blood flow away from digestion. The key is gentle, consistent movement.
Let me add something interesting about the timing. The studies show that starting within 10 minutes of finishing your meal gives you the optimal benefits.
And here's what I find particularly exciting about this research. It's so accessible. You don't need special equipment, expensive gym memberships, or even a change of clothes.
Though I imagine some people might wonder about practical implementation, especially if they live in areas where outdoor walking isn't always possible.
That's where we need to get creative. The research shows that any form of gentle movement can help. Walking around your home, going up and down stairs a few times, or even doing simple standing exercises.
And what about the social aspects? I imagine this could be a great way to combine health benefits with family time.
Absolutely right. And this is where the benefits multiply. The research indicates that combining social connection with physical activity can enhance both the mental and physical health benefits.
You know what I find particularly compelling? How this simple practice seems to have such wide-ranging effects beyond just blood sugar and digestion.
Well, let's talk about those broader impacts. Studies show improvements in sleep quality, mood regulation, and even cognitive function when people adopt this habit. It's like this ripple effect of positive changes from one simple practice.
That reminds me of the retired engineer case study, how he was initially skeptical, but then noticed improvements not just in his blood sugar readings, but in his overall quality of life.
You know what's really powerful about that case? It shows how sometimes the simplest interventions can have the most profound impacts. He went from being pre-diabetic to having much better glucose control, just from adding these short walks.
So, what would you say is the key takeaway from all this research?
I think it's that we often overcomplicate health and wellness. The research clearly shows that consistent, gentle movement, especially timed right after meals, can have profound effects on our health. It's not about dramatic lifestyle overhauls, it's about small, sustainable changes that add up over time.
That's really what makes this so powerful. It's something almost anyone can implement in some form starting today.
And looking toward the future, I think we'll see more research validating these simple, traditional practices. Sometimes the most effective solutions have been right in front of us all along. Thanks for tuning in to the Wellness Lab Digest. If this episode helped you, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1. Subscribe to stay updated with fresh, body-loving wellness insights. 2. Share this episode with a friend who needs this today. 3. Comment below and tell us what topics you'd love to hear next. Want to do even more? Check the video description for ways to support the show. Stay curious, stay well, and we'll see you in the next episode.